Hey everyone, I'm Sana and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm here with my May Plan With Me setup, and this month's theme is a little bit hard to explain. It's not exactly wall decor or a room setup, but it does involve one of those wall grids. So the idea for this was triggered when I was talking to a friend about these wall grids, and I in fact own one of these, but I just couldn't find any space in my room to hang it. So instead of hanging it, I just decided to do a theme out of it. I wrote May with an orange marker and I used a cursive font throughout this theme. The word May is set on top of the wall grid along with some fairy lights and a few Polaroids. I feel like this is such a cozy theme and this can be customized in so many ways for so many personalities. For the code page, I did a diagonal wall grid and I just wrote sleep on top of it. Honestly, I don't even know why. That's not even a quote, but the past few weeks I've been feeling so sleepy all the time, and when I was making this theme, all I wanted to do was sleep, so I guess that's probably why. I also wanted to buy a custom acrylic sign with the word sleep because I love sleep, but I never got around to buying it, so this theme is filled with my room decor wishes. I also added a little tag saying it's May right below it, and I added a potted plant hanging from it. Moving on to the calendar spread, I wrote May on top, and for the calendar itself, I wanted it to look like a ripped up piece of paper stuck onto the wall and grid. The colors I used for this month are yellow, orange, and blue, with a smidge of green for the plants. I feel like these colors are really vibrant, and looking at this theme makes me feel really happy. I made a few hanging notes on the left for Insta and YouTube trackers, and on the top I made fairy lights and some hanging leaves. Making the wall grid was tediously therapeutic. It's kind of ironic to be honest, but I enjoyed making all of these lines, but at the same time they kind of annoyed me. I also added some washi tape to the calendar so it looks more authentic and stuck onto the wall before moving on to the next spread. I struggled really hard with this month's mood tracker. I circled around so many options before finally settling on making hanging color strips like from a paint book. I did make them to be in different shapes because I feel like just simple rectangular strips would have been way too boring. I also added some leaves hanging from the top before I made a wall grid in the back. And by the way, if you're wondering, the wall grid is 3 by 3 for each square. For the habit tracker, I broke away from the cursive and made circular cork boards with letters on top of them to spell out habits. I also drew leaves in a little bit of a different manner, hanging within a glass frame, and also a vine of leaves hanging from the top. For each individual habit, I made ripped up pieces of paper stuck from a washi tape along the wall. I did space them out unevenly so it looks a little bit more natural, and I used my stamps to stamp in the dates. I swear these stamps have been such a lifesaver, and I haven't been able to get back ever since I started using them. My next page is a little bit unusual. I usually go for brain dump spreads, but instead of a brain dump page, I'm introducing a let it out page. This page isn't specifically for ideas, but also a space for me to vent and let out whatever's going on in my mind. I feel like sometimes it becomes necessary, and with the ongoing situation and lockdowns all over the world, I think we all need a safe space to let out our feelings. So starting out with the left side, I added a quote saying wake up and dream, which is super contradictory to the first page where I wrote sleep, and I didn't even notice this until I was flipping through after the whole setup was done. But I guess 2 spreads is more than enough to sleep, right? I wanted to create a neon effect with this coat, for which I used 2 colors, one lighter than the other, and a gel pen of the same color family. I also added a few neon lights which I happen to own, and I just thought it would be a nice little touch to add those here as well. For the let it out page, I made a ripped paper stuck with washi tape on the grid with a leaf vine hanging from the top. For the words let it out, I used the same cursive font, but this time I decided to encircle it, and this kind of makes it look like a sticker. Of course, I added the grid in the back, and I did mess up a little bit on the lines on the right side, but I guess that's okay. My next spread is my expense tracker. For this, again, I made a sheet of paper hanging from the wall grid with 2 clips. I decided to make the grid smaller in height, and I wrote expense in the center of the grid and added a fairy light on top of it. I also went in with my gray marker and added lines to define the line division, but I majorly regretted this because the marker turned out to be super dark and I don't like how it turned out at all. For the gratitude list, I bought back the corkboard circles and wrote gratitude on that. I added 2 pieces of sheets on the left and right, dividing the days within those sheets. I've noticed I don't write too much, and just a little bit of space seems enough for my gratitudes. I also added a few hanging planters to the bottom right where I had a little bit of negative space. I've always been intrigued by plants, but I've never really had a plant ever, and I swear I'm literally living vicariously through this theme. After adding the grid in the back, I moved on to my last spread of this video. my weekly spread, I started off by writing week 1 in the center and adding fairy lights hanging from end to end. For each day, I made a tiny piece of paper stuck to the grid by 3 circular cork pieces, which also hold the letters that make each day. So MON for Monday, TWE for Tuesday, and so on. I went with 8 of these pieces of paper, and for the 8th piece of paper, I decided to make it a section for notes and goals. Having a set of goals for the week really helps me stay on top of things, and considering my lazy self, it's highly necessary for me. I added in the grid in the back and colored in the elements, and before I knew it, I was done. I really hope you guys enjoyed this month's setup. I'm trying to keep my promise of creating unique and different themes this year, so let me know if I'm keeping on track. Also, while you're in the comments, let me know your favorite spread for this theme, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you happen to recreate the spread, don't forget to hit me up on Twitter and Instagram. I recently made a new journaling account called panda.journaling, so if you guys are fellow bullet journal enthusiasts, give me a follow and let's be friends. I really hope you guys had fun watching this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please take very good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!